Well, thank you for coming on the red carpet roundtable podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Manini, from New Jersey, obviously. I've been modeling my entire life, ever since I was like a senior in high school. I kind of just started like freelancing, just getting the stuff that was like in my mom's closet,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
just going to like my backyard and just like taking a photo shoot and like my iPhone 13 that I had. Um, and then I wanted to like take it up a step, and then I got scouted to an agency in New York, which I'm obviously like not joined to anymore because I like to do like my own freelance things. I like to show off myself. I like to show off my culture, and I like to show off who I am if I'm freelancing. And I feel like I'm not able to do that um, as much if I was like doing like certain like rules and regulations that I had. So then I joined it. I joined an agency. Right. Oh my God, there's someone at my door. I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're okay.
And then after I joined an agency, I was getting told like I was getting scouted by like a lot of like pageant managers asking me to like do their pageants and stuff. Um, Knowing me, I was always really shy growing up. I'm still really shy. So it took a lot out of me to like actually enter my first pageant, which was the Miss New Jersey India that I just did. It was last September, actually. Um, I got first runner up for my first pageant, which is like really good news. And then I was like, okay, like I kind of like the feel of it. I kind of like what I'm doing. And I wanted to like show other South Asian girls like what it's like even though like we're really like disciplined and told to like do one thing or don't do this, don't do that. I kind of wanted to like be there for them and like show them like, oh, like you're able to do what you want to do. Follow your dreams, right? And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly how I got this title as Miss USA, second runner up. So, yeah.
It's amazing. And this has this always been your childhood dream?
For sure. I've always like I've grown up around like just Indians in general and like the media. I have a cousin that works in the fashion industry as well. And so like growing up and like looking at like what she's done, I've always been like, oh, like I really want to see what I'm able to do. And then just like with the right people and like the right motivation, I feel like I definitely am able to like achieve my dream by doing that. So yeah.
Okay. What have you noticed the woman culture wise being in the industry?
I feel like definitely like when it comes to women, we like to show off ourselves, right? We like to be the unique one out. Especially like Indian women, like the pageants that I've done recently, even like when it comes to modeling, we like to show our own creativity. We like to show our own uniqueness.
Hmm.
And so definitely one thing that brought like that brings all women together, like that I notice about all women in general, is just how each individual is. I just think everyone's just really beautiful. Like everyone has their own story. They started in their own way, whether that's like shopping in their mom's closet or like modeling for Nike, you know? So, yeah, I feel like everyone has their own story to tell.
Hmm. What is your goal for ladies out there?
My specific goal for ladies out there is to be there for young women. Doesn't generally have to be like of the South Asian descent, just young women in general or men. But I kind of just want to be there for them, show them like what it's like to live your dream, to put your stuff out there and like show them what you can do, show them what you can become, and just prove yourself that you're better than everyone. Because honestly, you are. You know?
That's true. And what's your mission? What's your hope? What's your accomplishment? Um, your statement, if you want me to say, for India and the United States, for I guess we can say toward a lot of young upcoming Miss India, and also other ladies who are afraid to step in that comfort zone. What's your mission? What's your hoping statement that you want to tell the next generation after you?
So there's one motto that I definitely live by, and it's believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you. And I feel like that motto has a really deep meaning. You can take it into any like meaning that you want, but for me, I kind of just proved my own self by using that motto. And a mission that I have is to show. what it's like to believe in yourself and like what it's like for others to believe in you. Something that like I've always wanted to do ever since I got into like this whole career is to always help others, just be kind. Um, One long-term goal that I have, that I really want to reach there one day, is to really help the homeless that's in India. There's a lot. You see it like whatever you like in schools, you'll see pictures. There's just a lot. And one goal that I've always had is to do like the little things, whether that's like provide them food, provide them shelter, provide them water. And I feel like with the platform that I have, I'm able to get like the right attention,
Hmm.
and I'm also able to make connections and bring other women with me that are able to help me and like accomplish this dream that I have.
Hmm. So you mentioned India, and is your goal to, maybe move there and maybe to start a business, or what's your hope and your dream? It, you said you want to help the homeless, and I agree with you. I want to do that as well. But what is your hoping goal accomplished to get there, if you mind me ask?
Well, a goal that I have is not necessarily to like move to India, but it's kind of like just show off our culture and just like whether like I live in the US. And I feel like diversity is a really big thing, whether wherever you go. And one thing that I want to do is definitely show off the diversity and show off the culture that we have in the US. And by bringing in like my South Asian like culture and my religion that I have, I'm able to impact other people and like show them what my culture is and like what we do, like the foods we eat. And so I kind of just want to show people like what it is.
Wow, that's amazing. Let's dive into the food. What is a really good food that you would recommend me? If I was, in LA or New York or you know, tell me something that you would tell a tourist that you would tell what to have, that what is the most food you have to have, you cannot miss out.
If there's one food that you cannot miss out, butter chicken. It has to be butter chicken. I will tell anyone this. If there's one Indian food you have to try, it's definitely butter chicken. You can like taste the authentic, like the curry, the flavors, the spiciness, just everything. Just throw it in there.
Okay, okay. And what's so special about it? Let's dive deep in that one. What's so special about it?
I feel like the one thing that's really special about it is India has a lot of spices, right? And so if you think of Indian food, you'll just be like, oh, like there's a lot of flavor, there's a lot of taste. And the one thing that I would say that this dish has that many dishes don't is the flavor and the uniqueness that you would get just within the curry itself.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll definitely try it out.
Yes,
Definitely
for
one
sure,
day.
for sure.
Um, Now, what is your next goal? You just finished, are you going to go on to the next, are you going to audition for the next pageant? Miss Universe, Miss America, you name it, the list goes on. What is your next goal from now?
So I am doing Miss Worldwide. The dates are obviously like to be decided, but I am going to go on to Miss Worldwide eventually. Hopefully, I'm able to win it. If not, another beautiful woman won it. But my goal at the end is to definitely hit Miss Universe, and I feel like at that time I'll have my platform that I really wanted. And I feel like that'll be a really good experience. It's also a learning experience for me. Like I'm learning through all these pageants, what I like to do for my talent. I'm becoming more confident as well for my New Jersey pageant. There was a reason why I didn't put my intro out there is because all you would hear me say is just or like have to take a breather. But for my USA one, I just threw myself out there at the crowd, pretending like I didn't see anyone. And so I feel like those little steps that I'm learning along the way, I want to take those and put those into my next pageant, and hopefully that can lead me to win.
Okay. And were you nervous? First of all, I have to ask, were you nervous doing all this
I
pageants and
was
stuff?
very, very nervous. I've always grown up really shy, so it took a lot out of me to get out of my modeling phase and enter a world of pageantry. Um, I probably had to like sit there behind stage for my New Jersey show, and I had like 30 different people come and pep talk me. Like, you got this, you got this. I've had so many mental breakdowns, even leading up to like the whole process of like going up to the show.
Hmm.
For our talent round for my New Jersey show, we had a 3 minute talent round, and my USA one, we had a 2 minute talent round. Even that was freaking me out. I ended up crying. I was so close to not even doing the pageant because I just couldn't. It was
Hmm.
just, I felt like I was getting too stressed out, and I just needed the right motivation and the right support system. And I feel like I did have that. So, yeah,
Wow.
I'm definitely more confident in the way that I am
Hmm.
now because of the pageants.
I mean, it's kind of funny, but not really funny. But how, nervous breakdown, I've been there, and anxiety. Um, first is kind of the reason I kind of laughed a little because you go back in the past and you kind of laugh about it. And it's like, wow, I can't believe I experienced that for yourself. But in reality, and this is a very important topic for me to talk about, is it's mental health, all right? And for yourself, as a young lady, and what is your advice or what helped you as yourself, your personal story? What helped you get through your mental health breakdown? Because you were telling me, telling the audience, including me, that you were crying, and you were going through stuff, and you had people tell you and constantly tell you got this. What was the encouragement and what helped you get through all that?
The number one thing that helped me get through it is definitely my support system that I had. It's always good to have someone to lean on and to fall back on when you're going through tough times like that. But I also feel like my mindset that I had throughout those tough times, when you're stressed, people usually think like, oh, I can't do it. I'm done. I'm going to give up. But I've had people, like my boyfriend in general, I've had him sit there and literally tell me, like, no, you can do it. You need to get your mindset out of that. And I feel like me constantly being able to tell myself, like, you got it, like, go for it. It's just the change of mindset that I've had. And I feel like because of that and the support system that I've had, it's helped me through like the whole stages and like the whole mental breakdowns, the whole crying.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
That's really important to have support around it, family members, and it's just in people who can understand mental health. Because,
Mhm.
I feel like we're not talking enough about mental health, and we don't know what each person's going through. And
Mhm.
so for someone being there, it actually helps them, encourages them, so
Exactly.
that's a very important
And me
conversation.
as like a public health like graduate, like I definitely know like how it is as like a mental health and like
Hmm.
how like what it can do to like a person's life. For example, I started a club in my high school for that specific reason and for students that were going through depression, that had anxiety, that had stress in their life. I made a club for them. So like we can show them like you're not alone. Like you have other people to rely back on. Like you have like this advice, you have the support system that you need. And I'm lucky to say that that club still goes on 8 years later.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I'm so glad you started it. What
Mhm.
is your um, mission as well to help mental health in the world? Because especially in the United States, is that we're not talking much about it. You don't hear much about it. You don't hear a lot of people say anything about mental health in the state. Like they are afraid to come out. So what is your hope and what's your message and what's your mission?
Um, I would say that my mission is to obviously like just help people that are going through like such a tough time. But my number one thing is to definitely show them that they're not alone because the number one thing that comes when your mental health is the next thing that the next level, as soon as you get to that level, is depression, then stress and anxiety, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And then like what I want to do is like just help them, just be there for them, show them that like you have these people, that you have this support, that you have like so much advice, you have so many resources around you as
Hmm.
well. like something that helped me like during my pageant is to just meditate, to just walk around. Even if I'm like just going to go get coffee, like that's gonna just get my mind off of whatever I was thinking of. So just like having like those resources and those people around you, I want to make sure that other people have like a friend.
That's
Yeah,
very important. We have to have people supporting each other and
exactly.
understand about mental health and everything. So, what is your short-term and your long-term goal?
My short-term goal right now is to just create, just become like a more bigger person in what I'm doing. Try to make like those small stepping stones of myself, like try to build a bigger platform, try to have a bigger audience, and just try to see what I'm able to do and like try to bring out my own creativity and my own uniqueness.
Hmm.
And something long term that I want to do is the whole help the homeless in India, as well as try to start like my own like South Asian pageantry, like my own channel where I'm able to help other girls. Try to like live their life, try to show them like answer any questions that they have, or just hold like little workshops where I can like just show little girls where it's like what it's like to be a queen.
That's amazing. I believe it's
Yeah.
going to happen soon.
Mhm.
Um, Now, the Indian culture in the United States, do you feel like it's not really growing, or do you feel like it's growing? And if so, this is kind of for both, the same question for both, but do you feel like it's not being mentioned enough in the society of American culture?
Um, I feel like you're able to say that about any culture in general. America is very diverse, don't get me wrong. But there are certain aspects, like you hear so many things on the news, whether it's like racism or like lack of diversity, because of like schools start like now, for example, stopped admitting people to like stop giving people acceptance into their school because of the diversity rates are going down or going up.
Hmm.
So the number one thing I would say is no. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show off my culture. I'm trying to show like other people like what India is, how beautiful India is, and it's not just the slums that you see, or the street dogs that you see, or the butter chicken that you eat. I'm trying to show other people like what it's like and how
Hmm.
beautiful of a culture and religion that we have.
Wow, amazing. Do you see yourself moving to LA maybe?
In the long run, yes, I do want to move to LA. It is really expensive. But yeah, I do want to move somewhere in California. I feel like all the opportunities lie there for
Hmm.
me at least.
Right, amazing. I hear a lot about New Jersey and Washington, of course, about the Miss India.
Mhm.
Now, is it only those two states, or is there other states involved?
So for the USA one, it was this entire pageant system it's done by IFC. And I believe we had like 8 or 9 states that came all from the US, whether they were runner-ups or winners. For example, we had California, Washington, Florida, Alabama, Ohio, Missouri, Kansas. Like the list just goes on and on and on. So there's a lot of states that do come for this pageant.
Wow, amazing. And and how can people get involved if they want to?
Just put yourself out there. I had no clue when I stepped into the pageant world. I was just told to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no experience. No one talked to me. I didn't even watch YouTube videos. I just showed up the day of and then just handled it like I thought I would. So I feel like the number one thing is to have confidence, because that confidence, that's what's gonna get you to the next step. That's what's gonna get you the
Mhm.
crown, and that's what's gonna get you the title. Um, so yeah, and being unique too.
Yes,
Everyone's unique, but if your uniqueness should definitely stand out.
that's true. Be confident. That's the number one thing for sure.
Yes.
Women empowerment. So you're
Love
so
that.
yes. What is your what do you love about women empowerment?
I love women. I'm a big feminist. I will always stand by my girls. I will always stand by women. But women are very, very empowering in the world. Men are just as empowering. Don't get me wrong. But women are very empowering. And I feel like a lot of nowadays, there's so many small businesses that are out there and they're women owned and they're not even known that they're women owned.
Hmm. Hmm.
But one thing that I feel like women should do is to be able to use your voice and to be able to say, like, I did that, or that, like, like I did that, like that's mine, or just be able to use your voice and just show off that they're just as powering, like they're heard and they're known for sure.
That's totally true. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of women that have their own businesses, and we don't
Mhm.
hear much about it. And it's unfortunate. We should hear more about it and
Mhm.
and everything. But, we can't talk down about men either, but, but you're right, 100%, and as your young self, yourself as young, if you could go back in time, what would you tell your little self right now?
Well, little 6-year-old me would be freaking out. She wouldn't even believe that she became a model, that she started doing pageants. If there's one thing that I was able to tell my 6-year-old self is to not be shy and to just be more confident than I was. And I feel like if I was confident at that age that I was, and if I was heard when I was little, I feel like that would have definitely changed who
Hmm.
I am now as a person, rather than having me like the mental breakdowns or just having like stressors and everything that led up to like how I am today. I feel like if I told myself something, it would definitely be to just be yourself.
Okay, that's true, 100%.
Mhm.
Who really inspired you and impacted you in your life so far?
Um, Someone that's really impacted me and inspired me is my mom. My mom has always had a dream ever since she was little to do modeling, do like fashion and stuff. But according to like our religion and our morals, she wasn't able to. And when she saw me, actually, funny story, she never even told me she was into modeling, she was into fashion. I just ended up just finding a hobby for it myself, and then she ended up telling me like, I see myself in you. And that really impacted me when she told me that, because I was like, I'm able to do something that my mom wasn't able to do, and I feel like I'm making her really proud with everything that I have, whether that's like a brand deal or modeling or pageant. And I can tell like she's really happy right now. So.
That's really, really touching and inspiring.
Mhm.
That you're
Thank you.
basically continuing on your mom's dreams because she wanted to be a model, and
Mhm.
and here you are. And that's truly inspiring.
Thank you.
What is your dream um, from now? Like, what's your biggest dream?
My biggest dream right now is to definitely help other South Asian girls. But I would also like to have that like platform, have that like support, like that concrete, where I'm able to like just be heard, and make a difference in what I do right now.
Hmm.
Obviously, like one of my dreams is to like win the worldwide, win universe. Like that would be like a really big dream, but I feel like something that would lead up to that is the platform that I have, the people that I have. And the number one thing that I want to do is to use everything that I have and use the understanding that I've gotten from my other pageants and other people and see what I'm able to do. And hopefully, like my mission, my dream can come true.
That's amazing. I see a lot of potential in you.
Thank you. I actually get told that a lot.
I really do. And you could change a lot in your community. You really
Mhm.
could. Because I see that passion in your eyes. You have to me, you have a good soul. You have a good passion, and you're going to impact a lot of young ladies out there, who's going to be the upcoming who wants to get into the Miss India as well, and that's truly inspiring because a lot of people are looking up to you.
Yeah, I've actually had a lot of people message me on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it is, and just ask me how I got started, or ask me how they want to get started, and see like just hearing their stories and like seeing like how I've inspired other girls. The other day, I got a really long message from a girl, and she's told me how I've inspired her so much that she started modeling herself. And I feel like those little things that I get, and like those little messages that I get, really affect me in a certain way, because it's like I'm able to finally do something that I really wanted to do.
That's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
touching. Now, a little bit about yourself. Have you lived in the East Coast all your life, or have you lived somewhere else in the United States?
I've kind of just like went back and forth all around the East Coast. I was born in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. It's like a little farm suburban area. Lived in Philly my entire life. Center City, I was always a city girl. So yes, that's why I do want to move to LA. But I recently moved to New Jersey, and then yeah, so I've just been around like the whole East Coast my entire life.
Okay. So you're just a city person.
I'm a very city person.
Same here. I don't blame you. Country, boring.
I
Um,
love loud.
so, like you said, you're a city person, and
Mhm.
what is the something that nobody knows about you, other
Something
than
that
only your family members would know,
um something that only my family members would know. I would say,
that none of your friends know your hidden secret talent?
hmm. I like to tell people that I can't dance. But I feel like a secret talent that my family members always tell me that I have always told me to like just do it, is to dance. I got put into classes when I was really little. No one knows this about me. But yeah, I feel like that's like the one thing that's
Hmm.
helped.
Wow. And then I know you say you work. So how do you maintain your life? Working and doing Miss India. How do you really maintain your life? Because I know most who I've interviewed, they go to school still, right? But for you, you work. So how
Mhm.
do you maintain that?
It was a really big struggle trying to maintain like a school life, a work life, a friend life, a social life. And I go to temple regularly every Saturday, so a temple life, a religious life as well. So many different roles that I play, so many different aspects that I live in. But the one thing that helped me was taking a time management class actually in college. And believe it or not, that's the one thing that actually helped me like make time for myself, make time for all these little like roles that I have that I'm playing in my life. And it was really hard at first, like being able to go to work and then like an hour later go back to
Hmm.
school, then go hang out with friends. It was a tough challenge at first, but I feel like everything worked out. And I also really enjoy what I do. So yeah.
Amazing. And what is your biggest motivation message to all the young ladies out there?
My biggest motivational message would be to be confident in yourself. And like I said earlier, believe in yourself and the world will believe in you. And when I say that, I mean that. I've seen it myself, I've seen it in other people as well. And that's definitely a key point that I do want to get across to other people on my platform as well. Whether that's me messaging all these people or people reaching out to me, like, what makes you so confident? What makes you do what you want to do? It's because I believe, if I believe in myself, I know other people will believe in me. And that's all I need to be able to get through all these challenges and pageants that I'm actually doing. So, yeah.
100%. Totally agree with you. Your upcoming events, upcoming pageants that you can tell the audience what are they, and if they're allowed to come watch you. I mean, if it's public or if it's private, it's okay. But what are your upcoming events? I think you mentioned one of them, but is there any other ones?
So before I started doing pageants, I started getting booked up for like a lot of runway shows. And I noticed a big decrease in that after like I just stopped being more consistent on my social media. And that's one resolution that I have too this year, is to start being more consistent. But the one I what I want is to. I'm sorry. What was the question?
What is your upcoming events? It's okay.
Okay. So the upcoming I have a big event actually coming up
Okay.
on February 7th, and it's a fashion show. We're going to be showcasing off another Indian jewelry designer. And it's going to be a one-day show. And then I also have an MC that I'm doing for a big dance competition that's happening in New Jersey, both on March 15th and April 7th. It is open to the public, so if people do want to come, for sure, do come. Um, but that's a really big opportunity that I got through this pageant. And there's so many other opportunities that opened up as well. But my next pageant that I have is going to be Miss India Worldwide. Rumors are that it is in India. I do not know the dates and the time, but I would love to see friendly faces there for sure. I love seeing the people, like people that I know in the crowd. It just makes me feel a certain way. So yeah,
Wow, amazing. So you have a lot, especially going to Miss India in India.
yes, I have a
So
lot going on right now.
definitely, definitely, please keep me updated. I would love to, catch up with you again, tell the audience more about what's happening with you. And,
Yeah, for sure.
I want to say that I see a lot of potential in you. I
Thank
really
you.
do.
Thank
I
you.
see the passion in your eyes, in your spirit. You want to change a lot of young ladies out there who want to get into the pageant, who wants to try to be in your, who are in your culture to go for it and be confident, feel comfortable, and keep that courage and keep fighting and don't and believe in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you no. And
Exactly.
and you done that, and so and you made your mother proud and seems like you came from a long journey.
Hmm. Everyone has a story to tell. This is just my small one.
Right, everybody has a story to tell, right? Everybody does. Um, and that's true. It's kind of I guess as people say it's crazy that everybody has a different story, but we all do, right?
Everyone does. Yeah.
Yeah. My last question is, do you feel like and I asked a lot of actors this as well, but in the entertainment industry, of course, as actors, we all support each other, right? There's always support, it's not a competition. Is it the same as in the Miss India world, if you mind me asking?
Well, yes and no. Pageants are obviously a competition. Everyone's one like end goal is to just get the crown or get a title. But yes, it is very similar. I guess like people are like helping each other. And then I like to believe that like models are role models. But pageant girls are the people that want to make a change. And so yes, everyone does come together in that aspect. And no, because everyone's end goal is to obviously get the crown. It's a
Mhm.
competition. There's only going to be one person that's actually heard. And so yeah,
That's amazing. Thank you. I just had to ask that. And also, you never know, you could win the crown for Miss India one day.
I really hope so.
I really hope so too. I love everybody in the culture of India. The more I'm understanding in it now, the more I'm researching, the more I have get more guests from Miss India. I'm
Mhm.
learning about the culture and it's amazing. The culture is amazing, because I'm
Thank
from
you.
Japan. So
Okay.
yeah, so Japanese culture is too, but I love other cultures and
Yeah.
it's so to me it's so intriguing and
Mhm.
interesting. And I just love it.
Yeah, I feel like Japanese culture is the same too. Every Asian culture is just so different from all the Asian cultures, whether that's Korean or Japanese or Indian or whatever Asian culture there is. But Japan, for example, literally lives in the future that I see on TikTok all the time. So,
We
yeah.
have yeah, Japan has a lot. It it
Yeah,
it it, it, it has like robots, trains,
exactly. Yeah.
the list goes on. We have
Uh-huh.
bullet trains. I think India
I've
has
always
bullet
wanted
trains.
to visit Tokyo.
You should go.
I really want to. It's on my bucket list.
Definitely need to go.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's amazing. I'll definitely visit um Little Tokyo in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like Japan, but you should go. Definitely
Yeah.
should go to Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, in India you have bullet trains as well, right?
Yeah, we do have bullet
Okay.
trains, but Indian trains are just crowded. It's your luck. You just have to hope that you get on.
Yes, I heard that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh about that, but I
No,
heard
it's okay. I laugh about it
I've
too. It's
seen
like
videos
you
of it.
see all these people and they're like jumping at each other and like just on top of each other, trying to get from point A to point B. But yeah.
First, when I saw the video, I was kind of like, whoa. And then I was like, this is not real. And I'm like, after I watched the second one, the third one, I'm like, okay, this is
Mhm.
crazy.
Really
And
real.
then-
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank
You
you for
know,
having
and of course, and
me.
thank you for reaching out. You're always welcome to come back on. I definitely would love to have you back on and talk about your next upcoming Miss India and, catch up on you with everything you have done for the community. And like I said, you're going to impact a lot of people. So I'm
Thank you.
proud
I
of
love
you. Um, I really am proud of you, like I said, and I'm proud of all the Miss Indias out there who are running, who are modeling, and please keep me updated. I definitely would love to have you back on.
course. I would love to.
Well, thank you. I'm guessing you don't have to work today.
Nope.
You're off today, so day of rest. That's what we all
Yes.
need. Well, thank
Mhm.
you again for coming on. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really good talking to
Yeah,
you.
you're very welcome. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.